back, Southern California, AM-1220 KHTS on the Santa Clarita Valley Chamber of Commerce Business Spotlight. Very happy to be joined by Mayor Frank Ferry. Mayor Frank Ferry is going to talk today about an important event, and that is the Shakedown Earthquake Awareness. Welcome to the show, Frank.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having us on today.
Yes, tell us more about some tips and some thoughts, and tell us about Shakedown Earthquake Awareness Day in the next 10 minutes.
You know, we've participated now for a few years since Governor Schwarzenegger began the Great Shakeout. Basically, today there's 9.2 million Californians that are joining in the Great Shakeout, and that includes your schools, your hospitals, your law enforcement, your fire safety, cities. It's a combination effort of a state joining together to prepare and respond to a disaster when we have an earthquake. It's not a matter of if we're going to have an earthquake, just a matter of when and how big. And like anything, people, when it eventually happens, if you're able to respond based on your practice, then everyone will come out better for it.
Now, we have this great shakeout we're talking about to create awareness, and a couple minutes before we start, what are some of the tips that you give? I know as a principal of a local high school, you're very involved in the preparation for children, but you always got to think not only the safety, but a lot of people are going to try to reach you after the earthquake because telecommunications can be down. So there's so many ways we can communicate with people to find out if we're safe and to maybe get people to know where we're at if we are trapped. There's so much technology to use now than we were younger.
Correct. The primary thing is when an earthquake happens is to drop, cover, and hold. I mean, before we even get to a point of finding our loved ones, or before we even get to a point where how do we meet up with our children in schools, you have to take care of your own personal safety. And so it's imperative that whether you're at school, whether you're at work, or you're out shopping, you want to find a sturdy desk or table, and you want to get under it and hold on firmly. You're going to move while this is happening. That's why it's important you hold on to the furniture. You want to hold on till the ground stops shaking. You do not want to go into a doorway because a lot of people get injured because of swinging doors as a result. And if you're outside, obviously you want to stay away from buildings, trees, street lights, power lines, and overpasses until the shaking stops. And you don't want to ever run out of a building. You're better off staying in the building you're at. Today's building codes are so good that the buildings generally are very safe. But once again, you want to get under a piece of sturdy furniture and hold on.
And then next step is just the awareness of having. I like the idea of having your cell phone with you because God forbid you get trapped somewhere. You can make a call and let somebody know, or try to notify somebody, which is something we didn't have when we were younger.
The schools are very prepared for this. We inform our parents and our students and our staff of what exactly to do. So at a school site, we're generally prepared. Almost every school in California is prepared from 3 to 5 days to take care of every student when it comes to housing them, feeding them, giving them water, and then every school will practice their pass gates, where parents go to pick up their kids, and parents have to be confident that their schools are well prepared, that they're trained, and that the kids are going to be safe. Because as we know in the California freeway systems, in a big earthquake, the freeways are definitely going to be impacted. It may take people a day or two to even get back to where they can go from downtown LA up to Santa Clarita.
No doubt, Frank, and as you can hear now, we got a little bit of earthquake going right now at 10:18, don't we?
We do. We have at 10:18, we have our earthquake starting up, and it's a good time for everyone to practice. Moms and dads, you want to practice with your kids at home. Tell them how to protect themselves, and then moms and dads teach your kids on a weekend where to go or what to do. Maybe moms and dads are out at the store and there's a neighbor they can find, or an aunt or uncle that lives nearby that'll come get them. But parents, you should definitely practice with your kids earthquake safety, fire safety in the home, so they drill as well as we do at the school.
Now, nationwide, we just started that, or statewide, we just started this great shakeout. So the schools right now are doing what?
Right now, you will have generally a bell will go off that simulates an earthquake, and then the teachers are trained to tell the kids to drop, cover, and hold. That'll take place from everywhere from 30 seconds to a minute. The students are then evacuated to safe sites within their schools. Then we go into the schools are trained to do search and rescue. They're trained to have first aid stations. They're trained to basically become a small city, a small communication center, and we're well prepared, as well as students are prepared, what to do in the case of an earthquake.
Well, thank you very much, Frank. Thanks for coming on, and thanks for all you do in the city of Santa Clarita and all you've done over well over a decade of service to our city. I do appreciate it. The Chamber of Commerce definitely appreciates the relationship we have, and thank you for bringing out the great the shakedown. What is it? The shakeout is what we call it?
Shakeout, yeah. We appreciate KHTS, the Hometown Station, because the Goldmans and KHTS is primarily our source of information here in the community at times of disasters, whether it's an earthquake, a fire, and so we want to thank our Hometown Station, a great partner, someone that truly is a corporate leader in our community, and we encourage once again every family to make sure they have earthquake kits, water, food for their families, and to train, make sure their kids and family are aware of what to do.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Mayor Frank Ferry for the city of Santa Clarita. This has been a spotlight on AM 1220 KHTS.